So today we are lucky to have a webinar from Unifii providing the tools necessary to succeed by creating a community of good people doing great things globally to become a legally compliant legacy company. First thing is to subscribe, get updates and enjoy the video.
Third corporate presentation. We're very excited to have an opportunity to spend the next 30 minutes or so with you. We're going to pack an awful lot of information into the next short period of time. And the purpose is really to give you a sense of where Unifii is during this rollout period. We're in what we call a soft launch period at the moment, but there's obviously an awful lot that's going on behind the scenes, not only from the perspective of the corporate, but also for those of you who are doing a remarkable job in starting to take advantage of the soft launch period and building out your businesses. We're seeing growth, as if you were on our last corporate presentation, we were seeing growth in over 40 separate countries. Well, we're into more than 50, well over 50 separate countries now, and some very significant growth in some of those markets. So we're very excited to be bringing the Unifii message and the Unifii series of products and information to everyone around the world. I just saw New Zealand saying hi. It's very early for you over there, so welcome. Good morning. So first of all, what I'd like to do is just take a moment and share with you a little bit of the Unifii vision. Now, the name of the company Unifii was not by accident. It's a play on the word unify, and it's a very deliberate play on the word. Obviously, you can see the spelling is a little bit different than the spelling of the word unify, but the purpose and the intention is very much aligned with the word unify. The reality is, regardless of where you're living, whether it's the developed world or whether it's the developing world, the demands that are placed on the average individual are the same, regardless of the corner of the planet you find yourself in. We're all fighting to create a sense of freedom for ourselves, freedom financially and freedom with our time, so we can do the things that matter to us, so we can help the people that are close to us, so that we can have a quality of life that we're proud of and that we're excited to be participating in. And it really is this ambition of ours at Unifii to help play a key role in creating that sense of freedom and that genuine opportunity for you wherever you happen to be. Now, it just so happens, of course, that's very much in line with what cryptocurrency is bringing to the global marketplace. And so as such, our very first offering, you will know very quickly from reviewing our website, is in the cryptocurrency space. Creating a sense or an opportunity for individuals to free themselves financially, to not have the anxiety of constantly being short on finances or wondering where your next mortgage or rental payment is going to come from. These are keys that some people take for granted, but they're challenges that many people around the world have to deal with on an ongoing basis. And there are some wonderful solutions, and the beginning of those solutions is going to be what we call Prosperity U. And so if you've seen a presentation, you understand what Prosperity U is going to be delivering to our members, our very growing membership base around the world. And it really is this intention that we're going to be focusing on at our launch. So with that, I want to welcome you, and I want to turn the beginning of this presentation over to mine and your CEO, Ron Monterulli. Ron, are you with us?
I am. Hopefully you can hear me.
You're coming in loud and clear.
Beautiful. Thank you, John. Greatly appreciate you and everything that you're doing and getting the word out to over those 50 different countries. And we've just gotten started, which is pretty exciting. So hello to everyone as well. Greatly appreciate you taking the time out of the day, be with us. And do want to share with you some really cool updates on where we are and how close we are getting. So things are getting pretty exciting here. Again, I want to just shout out to the Leadership Council, a very important group that represents each and every one of you here in Unifii, because they're a group of leaders that are always looking out to be sure that we as a company are doing the right things as well, and not just simply getting into our own little silos and doing whatever we want to do. And just this week, they were working diligently on our legal rewards document. And you know, sometimes people ask, well, why didn't that come out right away? And the reality is, part of a soft launch, what you want to do is you want to take what's on theory i.e. you put the plan together and put it all nice and neat and it looks really good, but then you got to kind of put it into real life. And that's what part of this soft launch is all about, is to be able to see all the incredible growth, see how things are working out. And when you have many, many eyes looking at things, sometimes you may not see something that others will see. And so that gives us an opportunity to be able to go in and make slight adjustments if in fact we need to, that are obviously going to benefit everyone around the world. And so without this leadership council, it's really hard to be able to take a good look at all the crooks and crannies of the business and building the business and the product and things of that nature. So I really, really want to say thank you to the Leadership Council. They're really doing a great job on your behalf. I can assure you that. They're very, very diligent, and they're prepared for our calls, and they're always giving us some incredible feedback. I actually want to introduce one of the members of our Leadership Council. There's many great ones, and we just happened to pick this one gentleman whom I've just recently gotten to know, and I just find to be a very straightforward, very confident, and just a great leader, speaks from the heart. And I really appreciate him as well as the other people. Just wanted to double check if Shane Carling is on the line. Shane, you with us?
Yep. Hey, Ron, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure can. Thank you, Shane. Appreciate you being on the call. Hey, listen, I know you're on the council and things of that nature, and I know you're having some fun here at Unifii. Maybe I just want to turn the call over to you. Just take maybe 2-3 minutes max to kind of just share a little bit of what's got you excited, what's happening with your business and things of that nature, sir.
Awesome. Well, and thanks for having me on here, guys. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been in direct sales and network marketing for the better part of a decade. And, my vision for the world is seeing people actually living in abundance and having time and financial freedom. It's the age of the internet. I think it's the age of the entrepreneur, and there's opportunities all over the place. But specifically, I personally have seen, witnessed, and I believe that cryptocurrency is one of the greatest transfers of wealth in human history. I think this is an incredible opportunity. I mean, people are becoming millionaire every single day, and I understand this one thing, and I learned this last year kind of the hard way, is that a little bit of knowledge in cryptocurrency can make people a pretty good amount of money if you know what you're doing and not how to do bad things or dumb things, make bad trades. A lot of knowledge in cryptocurrency is making people extremely rich, but ignorance in cryptocurrency is costing people a fortune, and that was me last year. I was very ignorant to a lot of things, and so education is absolutely the key, and everyone is looking for an opportunity, the right fit in cryptocurrency that's going to be here for the long haul. And when I got to know you guys and I got to see the vision of yourself, Ron, and John and Dave and you guys and what you put together here, I was absolutely floored, and I went all in on this, and I started sharing because I realized that you guys have got everything put together. And Ron has given me some training on how to do some trading and some stuff for cryptocurrency has really, really helped me. And so I know that the value of the Prosperity University is going to be incredible. I mean, I'm absolutely massively benefiting from what Ron's shown me, and he's just shown me a little bit. So I'm very excited for everybody, and that excitement is contagious. I shared with, I think, 10, 15 people who went and started duplicating, and guys, I'm not even kidding, my team is getting close to 8,000 people. And at this point, I mean, we're about a month into this pre-launch, and it's launching up this month, and my jaw's dropping. And the reason that's happening is because this is the right product at the right time in the right space with the right company and the right people, and we're doing it the right way. And that is what people are attracted to. So we're going to come out of the gates just sprinting. And, I'm so excited because I'm seeing the community and the culture that we've been able to create together. And it really is starting to form into Ron's vision of people united, in education, in community, in charity, in fun, in activity, and also in information. And so I think that this company is got all of the bells and whistles and everything's just a green light. So I'm very excited to be here, guys. And for all of you who are watching, I'm excited for you because I know what this can do. I know what this is doing for people in my team, and it is changing lives right now. We haven't even launched. So I'll pass it back to you, Ron.
Thank you, Shane. Greatly appreciated. Love your enthusiasm, and you're a good student too. It takes two. Sometimes we we think sometimes we know what's going on and stuff. So a little bit of tidbit of information here and there is really, really important. I had to learn a lot myself, and it's an absolute pleasure for me to be able to share a lot of the knowledge that I've learned over the years and to share that with each and every one of you. And it's going to get better and better down the road as well, because we're going to be coming out with even more stuff, which is going to be incredibly valued to each and every one of you. So again, Shane, thank you so much for your leadership. So let's talk a little bit about maybe some of the reasons why we are attracting the type of leaders that we are attracting, and why people are being excited about this company. And the way I had tried to approach this company was always thinking about, okay, legacy within our own lives. How do we leave our own legacy? And how does the company leave a legacy? And so what is required to become a legacy company? And I want to share that with you, because these are the things that we're constantly looking at and implementing to ensure that we're creating the foundation for the skyscraper type of company that we want to build. First of all, you have to be thinking global. Right off the bat, the world's changed. It's not the way it used to be, and there's an opportunity to be able to be global if, in fact, you're willing to embrace the technology that allows you to do so. So you've got to think globally in anything and everything you do. That also brings with it its own challenges, because obviously you've got many different countries, you have different cultures, you have different languages, you have different laws, and so you have to take those into consideration when you're planning out right from day one. The second thing is you got to be legal. Being a financial research publishing firm under the 1915 Act, a Publishing Act, allows us to be able to provide researched information, i.e. through the Prosperity U, through our altcoin reports, and again, providing information in reference to what our information is indicating in reference to market movement. So this is information that we're able to provide people around the world. It's like a newsletter that we provide our members, and you simply have a subscription. And again, you read the information, you educate yourself with it, and then you use it, however which way you use it, to help you become better in your financial world. So that's how we are able to be legal all around the world. We never touch anybody's money. We never will touch anybody's money. And we teach you how to take full control of your financial future. That's the key. Not having to depend on somebody else, being able to sit back and make it simple. That's the key. That's why we have the tagline, real freedom, real simple. We got to keep it simple, or else people will not use it. The other thing that's critically important is you have to be compliant. If you're not looking at compliance as a major part of who you are as a company, then you're going to run into troubles, which means as a company, we take compliance very, very seriously. We know that everyone is an independent affiliate with our company, but that does not give them the right to be able to go there and do whatever they want. And so as a company, we have to be sure that we're constantly following up with all the marketing that's out there online and on YouTube and all those things, but we are getting a lot of wonderful leaders that are sending in an email to compliance saying, hey, I'm planning on doing this video, or I'm planning to use this. Can I go ahead and do it? We get right back to them. We basically look at what they're looking at, and we'll give them a green thumbs up, or we can give them a thumbs down and saying, you can't do this, but you can do that. That's the right way to build a long-term global legacy company, working together. If you try to do things secretly behind our backs, I can assure you it's going to be found. I can assure you it'll be shut down. And I can assure you that you're going to put yourself into a position where you may be asked to leave the company. We need to protect the company first, because that's your company just as much as it is our company. And that's how you create a legacy company. So we got involved with BitPay. BitPay is a global enterprise, deals with Overstock, Amazon. They are global, they are legal, they deal very seriously with compliant issues. So we are aligning ourselves with the same type of legacy companies. We decided to get involved with Visa and MasterCard, with an organization that also gives us fraud protection. That is not easy to do. Why? So that we can get credit cards globally, so that it's done properly and legally. And it also has compliance built into it, so that we're protecting ourselves from that type of fraud that can happen in the world. Now, you also have to take into accounting. Now, why would I bring up accounting? Because the reality is, if you want to be global, every country has its own rules, and you have to start thinking about these things in advance so that you don't get behind the 8 ball. And what I mean is, I've seen large companies doing extremely well all of a sudden be given a bill of about $5 to $10 million, and it brings them down to their knees. Why? Because the tax man decided to show up. So you got to plan in advance. You got to double check, triple check, and make sure you're aligned with the right people who are going to give you the right information. So I got good news for you. We've just recently secured an alliance with BDO Global. BDO is the largest corporate finance company in the world. They have offices all around the world, and they're able to provide us the information that we need to ensure that all our accounting practices are done correctly, whether it be Canada, whether it be the US, South America, Europe, Asia. It doesn't necessarily matter. We want to make sure that if we want to be a legacy company and we want to be here for a long time, we need to put all the pieces together right from day one. So some people might be saying, gosh, when are they going to get started? Oh, we're going to get started real soon. But when we do it, we're going to have our footing set so that we don't have to be looking behind, constantly looking forward and running, as kind of Shane just kind of shared with us. Just go out there and have some fun. So what does that mean? It means that, as you know, we want you to get ready because we are going to be launching very soon. So $279.95 is the entry point. It's a one-time fee because it gives you access to Prosperity U, the signals, and the altcoins, and again, more little information as we go on. If you choose to be an affiliate, $29.95, that's an annual fee, and that gives you access to, obviously, your virtual business kit, giving you information on how to build your business. You're going to get the seminars. You'll also have the ability to have your replicated website. So we're putting everything in place, but we're also have processing fees and tax. Yes, tax. Why? Because we have to do things right from the get-go. So BDO is going to be providing us every single tax jurisdiction around the world, and we're going to have that all programmed in so that people, wherever you are, whether it's Australia or Europe or Canada, US, whatever the case may be, whatever legally we have to do, we will do. And we're going to do it because that's the right thing to do if you want to think long term. It's very little, and the key is to make sure that we're doing it anyhow. And there's processing fees. Why? Why would we do that? Because we want to be transparent. We could easily bump up the cost of everything and hide everything. Instead, what we would rather do is, here's the cost, here's what it is, and you know what? We're not going to make money on processing fees. This is what it's costing us. We're going to just roll it over. And the reason we do that is because if you've taken a look at our rewards plan, it is ridiculously lucrative. It truly is. And so be able to do that, we have to be sure that we take care of the company, because if the company at the end of the day isn't able to be financially healthy, which is why we're with the BDO Global Group, then we're not going to be here long term, and that's not going to help you. You're going to work hard, you're going to bust your butt, and then all of a sudden we're gone. That is not the way I like to live life. I don't think that's the way you guys want to do it. And that is the reason why so many people are being attracted to this company, because I think there's a lot of people out there that are sick and tired of going from deal to deal to deal and are finally looking for a place that they can call home. To do that, we have to set it up right. Plus disclosure. Disclosure is critically important. We have to identify the people that are involved with the company. We want to make sure that the people who are earning income from the company, that we're doing things right. And this is really important, which leads me to the next slide. When it comes to the Unifii commissions, as I shared in the past calls, we're going to be paying out in BitPay, which is Bitcoin, to your Bitcoin wallet. There's going to be required KYC, which is known as Know Your Customer. That's very important. Only companies that are not necessarily looking down the line and making sure that they're covering themselves don't ask for those things. They're going to be a short-term burn. That's not what Unifii is about. So I want you all to go into your profile data. It's a tab at the top, it says profile, and make sure the information in there is accurate. It's going to be required, so please do so. Also remember, this is really important, and I'm going to share it with you right now, just in case you may have clicked on the affiliate agreement and maybe you didn't read the whole thing. I know it's hard to believe, but maybe one or two you may have done that. in there, you'll see that you're not allowed to have multiple positions within our organization. The good news is, because we wanted to make our opportunity one that is limitless, you can earn free positions within our organization. When you enroll 10 people or more, you'll get one free position. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up because we're going to need your KYC when commissions are run, which means if you've created 2 or 3 positions with the same name, you're obviously going to be disqualifying yourself for some of those positions, which is also going to put you in a situation that you're probably not going to be happy with. So why don't we just do this right from day one? And that's why I'm bringing it up. We're not like other companies that are not going to say anything, and then all of a sudden you can't get your money out and they keep it. I don't play that game. I don't play that way. We're straight up, we're straightforward, and we're going to give it to you the way it is. And then we hope that you want to come along with us, because we're going to be here, and we're going to be here for a while, and we're going to do incredible things around this world. And I'm so grateful for the people that are joining arms with us, and the other ones that don't want to be a part of that, well, I welcome you to go somewhere else. And I mean that with love. I really do. Well, we're going to require proof of ID, proof of address. You're going to obviously have to provide your BTC wallet address and the exchange. And please make sure that your email address is correct. Guys, help us out. Communicate with the people in your organization that are not on these calls, or maybe they're not even watching the recordings. Please communicate with them, because at the end of the day, that ultimately affects your business as well. So you're going to want to build your organization as clean as possible, everyone playing by the right rules, working together. And I can assure you, after being in this business for 18 years, when you do things right, you are rewarded tenfold. I'm telling you the truth. Most people don't like to do it this way. They somehow, somewhere think that they can cut corners and get away with it. It doesn't work that way. I can guarantee you that. So why don't we just work together on that, and we'll succeed. Now, my next slide is a pretty cool slide. The next slide is to prepare for our launch. There's Johnny riding the rocket. I found that image on the internet, and I just thought it looked like Johnny. I thought it was fun. Good old John Kinnear. He's awesome. He's got a little stack of cash in his hand. We don't know if it's Canadian dollars or if it's Chinese dollars, but it's money. And we're going to be getting started pretty soon. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a little bit of fun with this, okay? We're going to keep a little bit of mystery out there as well. And so we're going to be putting a countdown clock in your back office. I'm not going to tell you when we're going to put that clock there, but we will put that clock there, so keep an eye out for it. And then once that clock starts, we are counting down towards the actual launch date. So we just want to make sure we tie everything down right, set the foundation solid, so that we can really build this. And if it takes an extra 2-3 days, it takes an extra 2-3 days. Big deal. We're here for a long, long time, so that's nothing in retrospect. So pretty exciting. We're getting ready, so keep an eye out for that in your back office. It's going to be pretty cool. And then we're going to put a second clock, but we'll talk a little bit about that on another call. So pretty cool about that one. So last week I talked about daily signals. I talked about live signals. If you didn't watch that call, you can go into your back office. There's a recording of that on our May 29th call. And so you'll be able to do that. Today, I want to quickly talk about altcoin reports. You know, I don't think a lot of people have put enough emphasis on these, but they're very, very powerful. They're long-term thinking, and it's the ability to be able to get some extra information that can help you make right decisions. So as you know, we have Bread, we have Matrix, we have Telecoin, and we're going to be adding maybe 1 hour after this call. Give us a chance to go in the back office, load it up. We're going to put Blazell in there. So you can clearly see there that it's a strong consideration. Read the reports. Just go into your back office and click where they are and read them. They're not long. They're very well done. They talk about the past, they talk about the present, and they talk about the future. Now, I'm sharing with you that this is really important because within those pages is information that can help you make decisions one way or the other as to whether or not maybe, just maybe, these could be a coin that you'd maybe want to get a hold of and just put them underneath your mattress. Something that you can look at maybe a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, because basically in the analysis that we've done, The stars are lining up. So when the stars are lining up and things are looking good, nothing is guaranteed, of course, but you do take a look at how the organization is structured, what's happening, and things of that nature, and you can make a better decision on that. So please take a serious look at your reports, because within those reports, you get a lot of information that can help you make some really good decisions. On top of that, we also have the opportunity to have an interview with Pavel Baines, the CEO of Bluezell. He gave us an exclusive interview. And so we've recorded that interview, of course. And that's going to be in your back office in about an hour as well. That's a free gift. I know you've been patient with us, and you're building and providing information and attracting people to the company. So we're going to slowly kind of drip a little bit of information to you folks. So here's another report that doesn't cost you a dime. Here's an interview that allows you to get to look inside. We asked some really good questions, and Pavel was very excited and very happy to be with us. So you'll be able to watch that as well. And we're going to have more and more of those as well, which is just added information to help you make better decisions and to learn more about the cryptocurrency space, which is what this is all about. It's you. And if you think you're ahead of the game, you're not. We're still way, way early in all of this. So with that, I'm going to turn the call over to John Kinnear, my good friend, and allow him to kind of close us out. Thank you, guys. Much appreciated.
Thanks very much, Ron. Listen, I was just watching some of the chats when you were talking about some of these new pieces of information. First of all, I was really inspired at some of the messages that I was seeing people chat when you were talking about structure, regulation, and rules, which can be kind of a dry conversation piece, and to some people maybe even a bit of a downer. But of course, you and I both, and David, know how critically important it is to laying a really solid foundation to building a brick and mortar business that happens to be, in this case, a digital business that we can build globally, but built on a very solid foundation to last. My background, for those of you who don't know, I earned, my first $1 million in network marketing was from a product-based company. And many of you who have had runs on the board in network marketing have done exactly the same thing that I did. And so when we talk about legacy company, this is exactly what we're talking about, to really give you the time to build out your compensation plan, to build out your rewards, to become familiar with the product, to start having success with that product, so that this becomes something that's very easy for you to share. And that really is when life-changing opportunities begin, because not everyone is going to be Shane and is going to build a team of 8,000 people in a month. I certainly have not had that kind of success in the past. And so if you're building in a very methodical a process and you're seeing your business grow, maybe not grow in that fashion, but grow, that's all it takes. It really is all it takes. One of the most important things is Prosperity University is being designed specifically for you, so that you don't have to be the answer to all people and all things. One of the most effective ways to have success in any business venture is to rely on systems, to let systems and tools do all the heavy lifting for you, so you don't have to repeat yourself over and over and over, so that you're not the go-to person for all the answers, because there's only one of you. And if your business success and your exponential growth was based on you and your ability to answer all questions and concerns, well, you're really putting a hard ceiling on your ability to earn. So we're going to make sure the infrastructure is in place so that you don't have to do that. And it's really going to be an extension to what you've already seen with your front-end website. When we launched our site for our official soft or pre-launch, we wanted to make sure that there was 3 videos already on that site. We wanted to make sure that you had access to those PDFs to download on your phones, download on your tablets, download on your computers. So A, you have the CEO teaching you how to present the material, and B, you had the material itself so you could present it any way you wanted to and at any time that you wanted to. Even if you didn't have Wi-Fi around, you could flip open a PDF and share some information with someone. So everything we're doing for very specific reasons. This isn't our first rodeo. We've been around for a while. And so we're really trying to take what we've been able to learn and offer it to you in a way that's manageable, that's going to be accessible for the masses, so that you really can accomplish something that perhaps if you haven't had a huge home run in home-based business before, this will be the first place for you to be able to do that. Now, first things first, one of the things that I see a lot of in the chat, we're talking about SEC, SEC, SEC. So, and Ron, please feel free to unmute yourself, or David, if you want to touch on this as well. I'm going to take 30 seconds before we dive into a beta tester feedback testimonial. So it's important, and Ron mentioned this in the beginning, it's important that you understand that we are very conscious of how and what we're doing and with which the laws and the structure we're doing it with. In fact, if you want to read for yourself, there are compliance and regulatory documents right at the bottom of your replicated website. Go ahead and click on the tabs and read through. I can't remember the exact terminology. I believe the compliance is in the title of that document. Go ahead and read it, and so you'll understand very clearly where our position is, what we're offering, not only you, but the global marketplace, okay? So rest assured, that's something that we're extremely confident and sensitive to. Now, as far as products go, all of you by now, unless this is your very first exposure to Unifii, all of you already know that we have two sets of signals. One is what we call a live signal. In fact, you can see a chart in front of you right now. If you've seen a presentation before, you already know that you're never, ever, ever, ever going to have to know how to read a chart. Okay, you'll never have to understand how to read a chart. You're not going to have to understand what a Fibonacci is or what Bollinger Bands are. None of those things are going to be required for you to be successful in this series of products. You know, we also have a product that's called a daily signal. So we have a live signal and a daily signal. And we have had for some time now beta testers. Beta testers have been kind of earning their salt, in the sense that normally a beta tester gets on and just uses the product, and that's the beginning and that's the end of it. In our case, we're using this beta testing period. It's been critically important for us in furthering, develop, and prep our product for you, for all of our members, not just our experienced beta testers. And so as such, we've all constantly been tweaking and adjusting and modifying. I won't say improving, because some of the data that you're seeing in our documents right from the very beginning has been absolutely outstanding data. However, there have been some really interesting adjustments that are doing some wonderful things to these algorithms and the way they respond. So with that, what I would like to do is just take a minute or two. Troy, would you mind unmuting yourself? Now, Troy Chambers is one of our very early members. He is one of our beta testers, and Troy was selected to be a beta tester because he actually is an amateur trader, but he's a passionate trader. I know it's very much a labor of love for him, and he spends countless hours parked in front of his computer doing all the things that none of you are going to do if you're not passionate about trading. I promise you this, I'm not going to do it. So Troy does those things that I'm not prepared to do. But as such, I wanted you to have an opportunity to hear from someone who does those things, who is parts of lots of other chat groups, who does listen to other experts, just for him to give you a bit of an analysis of what he's seen so far from our live signals.
Yeah, thanks, John. And thanks, Ron and Dave. I definitely appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to test out these signals.
Buddy, you're just going to have to lean closer to your microphone. Okay. You know, your face is going to be huge, but that's okay. We don't mind.
No problem. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate the opportunity to test these signals out. I've had many subscriptions to other subscriptions to signals, not just in the Forex and crypto. And they all talk highly of the results, but they're usually lacking. That's why I always commit to learning trading myself. So I spend that time, hours, and I was pleasantly surprised that the live signals are nailing the trades better than me. And I've been doing it for years and years. And yeah, I'm overwhelmed. So you guys are making my job easy. You've taken the hours and hours of what we call paralysis of analysis, where you're overwhelmed, and you make it into a nice, simple signal. And I'm confident now every time that comes up, I can take a trade with it.
Hey, Troy, would you just touch for a moment? Because I know in our videos and in our PDFs that the members have, we talk about 5 minutes a day to implement. Would you verify that that's the case? Or if it's total nonsense, just let everyone know that I'm full of crap.
Well, it would take you 5 minutes a day to do maybe 4 trades. Yeah.
So you're having no problem implementing the signals in less than 5 minutes.
No, absolutely. You can get it done in a minute and a half.
Okay.
All available on your phone. Simple login to your signal service, log into your exchange, done. So, yes.
Well, and by the way, I appreciate that very much. And by the way, for all of you watching, you can see David Dewar, our CTO. He's the man that gets all the credit for that interface and how straightforward and simple that interface is. It's all of his architecture and design. Okay, Troy, is there anything else that you'd like to share in closing?
No, just keep up the good work. Yeah, no, I definitely appreciate having the opportunity to test them out and see it. So, yeah, it's exciting. It's going to build up my portfolio hugely.
Do you plan on making some money with them?
Oh, yeah.
All right, listen, buddy. Thanks very much. I appreciate the feedback. We'll talk soon.
Thanks.
Thank you, Ron. We'll turn the time right back to you. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you. Is that John?
I am.
Hey, well, awesome. Well, listen, I do want to add something if I could. One of the things that's really important for us, and I'm kind of like, I'm the opposite to the normal people out there. Although Troy is probably having some great success with a lot of other beta testers, let's remember that nothing is perfect, guys. There's going to be times when trades don't work out, and it's just the reality of trading. And I am going to cover a lot of that in our Prosperity U, so that everybody understands exactly what the expectations are, how to move forward. Because if you don't have the right expectations, then you can actually talk yourself out of something that's absolutely amazing. So really, really important to understand those pieces of the puzzle. And that's our job. Our job is to kind of hold your hand, walk you through the process. Even someone like Troy, who's an experienced trader, I know that we've had some good conversations, and I know he picked up a couple of things here and there, and that's what I want to do for each and every one of you. So give you the tools necessary to succeed, but I'm certainly not going to hold back. I'm going to make sure that you see the good, the bad, and the ugly, and that way you can at least move forward understanding what you're doing, because that's the key, John. People need to understand what they're doing to be able to have success. And that's what I'm excited about. So things are working out awesome. I'm very grateful to David, grateful to Shane and all the other members and everybody that's come here to Unifii. Obviously, we're excited to get things going, but there's a lot of work that we're doing to make sure that when we get out of the gates, we get out of the gates strong. And I know for a fact that we're going to be attracting more and more people, and this is going to be one heck of a fun ride, because at the end of the day, as John said at the beginning, the objective of this is to create a community of good people that could do great things around the world, and that is what we've been called to do. We just happen to use cryptocurrency and all the other things that myself and Dave and John have learned over the last 20, 30 years, put it all together so that we can all win together. And that's really the reality of where we're at and what we're doing. So with that, I just want to say thank you. Please make sure you're on the call next Tuesday. We're going to have some nice, interesting, fun stuff for you then as well. And enjoy the altcoin report and the interview. And we'll see you all real soon. Take care. God bless.
Thanks, everyone.